the dark? Are you scared? You know, I am you.
Hi, and welcome to Cinema Figures, and welcome back to Octogrr. So, Octogrr 2019. Today, we are going to be continuing our marathon with The Dead Don't Die. So, The Dead Don't Die is not your typical zombie film, where, yes, this is a zombie comedy, like horror comedy, but it's much drier than what we got out of Shaun of the Dead or others like it. This is a Jim Buscemi film, and I gotta tell you, Adam Driver and Bill Murray steal the show for this.
Is our plan to inform people about the zombie danger before it gets dark?
I guess so.
Because we passed Farmer Miller's place a little while ago, do we need to inform him?
Fuck Farmer Miller.
Oh, okay.
100%. If you were kind of meh about seeing this, you weren't sure about it, the fact that they had so many different people in it, and you're like, there's no possible way they can have a succinct story going on, watch it for their scenes alone at the very least, because these two as partners in this small town, you know, riding up and dealing with this issue or that issue, and then whoops, zombies show up. These two are amazing. This film, before I get too ahead of myself, it's basically a collection of characters dealing with a very small town. It is Centerville, and on their sign, it's a nice place. It's a pretty nice place to be. So Centerville is so tiny. They have a gas and stuff, a diner, and a 3-person sheriff's department. That's kind of sort of what they got going on there. So basically, as this film goes on, it starts off with, there's this whole, like, fracking in the news, and, you know, they're talking about how this is going on, that's going on in the big city, you know, this, that, whatever. We're dealing with a lot of subtext, a lot of ideas as to what is wrong with today's society. And, that's when zombies just kind of happen, because apparently we're screwing over our environment, and that makes zombies happen. So, throughout, this film is in your face with so many different things, starting with the theme song, The Dead Don't Die. So, The Dead Don't Die is a real song from Sturgill Simpson. Definitely would highly suggest checking that out on iTunes or wherever else you download your music from, or to go and actually find yourself a copy of his CD, what have you, or check it out here on YouTube, because it's actually a pretty fantastic song, and you're definitely going to be a fan of it come the end of this movie, because they play it so many times.
Hey, is there a motel in town?
Yeah, there is one just down the road. Oh, that's a really good CD. Sturgill Simpson, The Dead Don't Die.
Yeah, I know. I love this song.
The only character that really seems to not like it is Bill Murray's character. So, getting back to everything that's going on, we find out that these zombies, they're a little bit different than our normal specters and ghouls, as Adam Driver refers to them in one scene. Because these zombies, they tend to revert back to things that were important to them in their life. So we see kids that are going after Snickers when they're undead. We see Iggy Pop and another zombie that are really into coffee. There's one zombie that's all about Chardonnay. It just, the list goes on. There's a bunch of zombies that are trying to break into a hardware store because they need those tools. And even the scenes where you see the zombies and one of them is on his phone and he's talking to Suri. So, I mean, it's pretty awesome. And you know what? Even if you're not completely sold on this, the cast alone should have something that interests you. We got Bill Murray, we got Adam Driver, we got Chloe Sevigny, which her character thrown in with Bill Murray and Adam Driver is kind of fantastic. I felt so bad for her towards the end of the film, I'm not gonna lie. Tilda Swinton, you are the majestic beast that this movie needed.
Oh my. Are you in this together?
Because she's referred to as the Scottish woman. Like, the entire time they're just talking about, it's like, you know, she's peculiar. She runs her own mortuary funeral home services, but I do love the way that she deals with the dead, with the zombies. She talks to them, of course, and we find out at the very end that her character's a little stranger than what we may have originally thought. We also had Steve Buscemi, Danny Glover, Rosie Perez, Sarah Driver, Iggy Pop, like I said before, and Selena Gomez, just to name a few that are in this. There's so many other fantastic actors that are thrown into this film throughout. It's crazy. There's moments where it's basically Deadpool levels of sarcasm, and that in its own right, it makes this worth the watch. If you're going into this looking for your normal, like, gore-heavy zombie type film, you kind of get the gore in here, and you do get that, but you don't necessarily get the scares in this. This is very satirical. There's a lot of very dry humor and dry wit throughout, and I gotta tell you, I don't think there's an actor alive that does dry humor to the degree that Bill Murray does right now, because Bill Murray is on fire throughout this entire film, and I kind of loved it. Especially, there's an entire scene where they're talking about how Bill Murray's character was supposed to retire 2 years prior, and Adam Driver's character is asking, well, why didn't you? He's like, oh, I'm sorry, are we just improvising now? And there's so many different moments. There's even a moment where they refer to the script, and they refer to the director by name, and they're like, wait a minute, he gave you the script? Like, the entire script? He only gave me our scenes. He's like, I've done stuff for that guy, like stuff you don't even know about. There's a huge, just like, in your face, I'm gonna spoil it. I'm gonna spoil it for anyone who hasn't already watched it. Sorry, cover your ears for like 2 seconds right now. There's a UFO that shows up at the very end of this film. Don't know why. There's a UFO, comes for Tilda Swinton. I guess she was a little stranger than what we originally thought. Tilda Swinton, you beautiful, majestic beast that you are. I love this film. I really do. Spoiler warning is over now, but I love this movie. It is so crazy throughout. Please watch this film if you haven't already seen it. I would highly, highly suggest it. Also, do check out The Dead Don't Die, the original song for it that I believe this may or may not just been written based around, or maybe that's just why they picked the title of it. I don't 100% know. Now, I will tell you this is not a perfect film. There's a few things in this that I'm like, why did this happen? Alright, so, of course, there's a lot of different things, different agendas, political points that he's trying to push. I understand fracking. I understand the hermit talking about us being so immersed in our electronics and our own, like, we need this car, we need these fancy clothes, we need this materialistic society that we live in. I understand that. But then there's this whole subplot with a bunch of kids that are in a juvenile detention facility that I just don't understand why it's there. It doesn't seem to really go anywhere, and it just seems to kind of just take over 10 to 15 minutes out of this film that I feel like could have been devoted to so many other characters that I think deserved it quite a bit more. I don't know where he was going with that. I feel like we almost like lost a scene that we should have seen to make that a real thing. It's just seeing kids run around being smart. Like, and these kids are way smarter than what you would think your stereotypical juvenile delinquents should be. There was no story as to how they ended up there or why, but like they seem like good kids, and it's like, why are they locked up in here? Why do we even care what's going on with these characters? I would have much rather have seen more of the like young adults or like the teenage characters that basically got pushed aside. So Selena Gomez's whole crew that she was rolling around with, I cannot think of those two actors that she was with for the life of me, but they're just kind of there. They get seen, they have a whole thing, and then, you know, that doesn't really go anywhere either. But I would have loved to see either more of them or more of Tilda Swinton, because Tilda Swinton, you're a beast in this, and I love you. I loves me some Tilda Swinton. But, yeah, I would highly suggest, please do check out The Dead Don't Die. That is it for this episode of Cinema Figures in Octogrr. Please do give me a like if you like this video, comment below, and tell me whether or not you have seen Dead Don't Die, or whether or not you need to still check it out for this season of October. Also, please do subscribe to Cinema Figures for more movie content. We are currently in the middle of Octogrr, where I am doing uploads every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Everything in the world of horror, you know, spooks, frights, and just Halloween fun stuff in general. Yes, there's some stuff that's not necessarily scary stuff thrown in there. Yes, I love these movies. Deal with it. It's my marathon. But, yeah, that is it for this episode. Please do all of the above. Check out any of the older videos we have up for offer here on Cinema Figures. And until next time, I'm your host, Caitlin. Bye.